Welcome to Inside the Walls, the truth, the issues, the surprises, and the answers. You're here with Dave Iglesias and Ashley Corte, coming to you from Philadelphia, and
I am all the way out in Memphis, Tennessee.
we are here to talk to you guys today about who we are and what this podcast is hopefully going to bring, and hopefully that's some answers to all the things we find inside the walls, or less inside the home. So we're going to start off today and introduce you to the team. My name is Dave. I'm the owner for Greater Philadelphia Home Solutions. I've been doing this now since about 2017 as a home inspector. I've been in the fire service for over 30 years, going in and out of buildings there. Spent a lot of time in the military, did 25 years there as a medic. And I decided out of nowhere I wanted to become a home inspector. And it's such a rewarding job. It's a career. It's a career that I love. And it's something that I like bringing to people every day. Every day is a new experience. Every day is a new challenge. A lot of times we're looking at things and we have to figure out, is this good or not? Or in our line of work and in our business, is it a yes or a no? And Ashley is my cohort, my partner in crime. And she is the one that wishes I would send her more things that said yes. But
Yes.
unfortunately, a lot of times it's more interesting to send things that are a big, big no. So,
Yes.
Ashley, tell us a little bit about you and where are you from and a little bit of your background. Tell us what led you up to here.
So, what led me to here, I am originally from Levittown, Pennsylvania. So, I've known Dave. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how many years so far. I actually used to, Dave's oldest at this time now, oldest daughter, Paige, martial arts. So that's where I started. That's how I met Dave. I've known that he had his own business for a long time, but I was living my life and doing other things. What got me to here is I became a mom and I needed a, yes, definitely is. It's a job in itself, but I needed some type of income other than just being a stay at home mom. I'm a military spouse. So my wife is in the Army and she's been in since 2019.
And thank you for
So
her
she's been
service.
in, yep. Yeah, so she has been in for a long time. She plans to retire out. But that being said, we have a daughter. So being a stay at home mom, I need more of an income. So that's when I reached out to Dave. He owns his own business for a long time. So he needed somebody in the background, and that is me.
When you guys see me doing stuff out in the field, I always like to tell my clients, you're going to get a phone call from Ashley. She is the person I pay to tell me how to do my job better.
You pay me to tell you what to do, is what you do.
So why, other than the family connection here, because we have that family connection. You are family. You guys
Yes.
are family. What is it about uh, what you do for us? What is it about it that you enjoy? You know, you could work in a job and hate the job, but you
Which
know,
I
if
have.
you do something good, you have to enjoy it, right?
Yeah, definitely. I would say working with Dave and that being his family business. Not only is it a family, but my dad also owns his own business. So I know what it's like also in the background, just the struggles of having their own business, having just deciding to just up one day, quit your, amazing job or whatever it was. My dad did the same thing and just decided, oh, I'm going to open my own business. And that was it. So I know what that background is like to kind of take that foot and the struggle at the same time, especially in 2025, being a small business owner. I like the fact that I can work in that small business and support that small business, help others with whatever it is that small business is. But the fact that I have that flexibility of it being a family owned business and not a corporate micromanaged job, which makes my job even fun because no one is breathing down my neck and I can make cool videos. I'm learning a lot just through the videos. So that in itself, me and my wife just bought a Tennessee house, and that in itself, I knew exactly what to look for when my inspector, which he didn't do his job, my inspector, I knew what to look for, and that's how I knew he didn't do his job because the things that were noted in his inspection report were not what was inside the house. So I would say grabbing this job was such a major opportunity for me to learn, to support, to help, on top of being in a job where My boss is one of my true friends. I've known him for a long time, like I said, so he is family, and I couldn't ask for a better boss or a better job, honestly.
So I know, like with our logo, and when people see our logo, it says, inspections with excellence and integrity, and that's kind of the Air Force core values: excellence, integrity, and service before self. So you know why I built that into my business.
Hmm.
But you know, the excellence and the integrity portion is just as important on the back end. Uh,
Yes, no one sees my face truly,
and this
unless we're doing this.
that we're doing this today. We want everybody to meet the one and only Ashley. So, with what you do when you're raising a family, you're working for me, and how important is that integrity factor from the part of the business that you happen to manage?
This job literally, I would say, shows me how to strive to be excellent, to be better, to help. Just working for an inspection company in itself, if you haven't been able to ever in your life, I suggest you try and do so because you will learn so much. The integrity and the honesty in the company Greater Philadelphia is true. It really is. And the honorability, the integrity, I want to say the trust that our clients have in us just for the report. They just click on the link and open the report and they're already in awe. So just that honesty and that strive to be better than the other companies is just where it's at. That's about as good as I can say it.
Ashley, tell us a little bit. You started going into, you guys just moved, and our program is called Inside the Walls. Um, and
Ooh.
you did not have a really good experience with your home inspection. What are like the biggest factors in those areas of the house? Is it the flooring? Is it the walls? Like, what are the biggest hit components that you see now as a homeowner that people need to have checked before they move?
Oh, well, from my terrible experience, I would start off 100% with your bathroom. Check your bathrooms. Let your water run for God only knows how long. It doesn't even matter. Let it run. Find out if there's leak. You do not want to be like me and my wife and find a leak at 1 in the morning. Now you're redoing your entire bathroom. The worst situation. It took them 3 months to redo our entire floors because the floors and the subflooring also got ruined. Figure out if they did their own work or not. If they had an actual contractor come in and do their work for them, or if they were, how we ended up in this situation was a YouTube builder and decided that he could do everything on his own. Check your bathrooms, check your sinks. I would say your kitchens, all your appliances, your major appliances, your heaters, your hot water heaters, depending on how your house is being heated, whether you're getting oil heat or however you're heating your house. Those are the major things. I also can on safety in the home. If you have young kids, even pets, family, things like that, check those things. We did not have smoke detectors in this house when we moved in. I have a toddler and animals. Why was there no smoke detectors? So check those safety and those major things. The little things that can wait, okay, wait on those. But I do not suggest waiting on major inspections. We had quote unquote new construction done on this house. Completely done wrong throughout the whole house, including wiring. So all this stuff, I think a whole inspection in its entirety is appropriate for anybody moving into any type of apartment or house building. I cannot tell you how important it is to just have an inspection period all around the clock, the entire inspection.
We always want to tell our clients, like, we can't see what we can't see, but there are signs, like we look at some of these renovated property and we know, like I always tell people, it's the little things. Look at the moldings and the trim work. It's not expensive, but it's got to be done right. Otherwise, it's done wrong. And, I think one of the biggest barriers for you guys were you were all the way up here and nobody could actually be there the day of inspection.
Yes, and that if you can be there in inspection, great. Not saying that you can't get an inspection done when no one is present, but it's 2025, and honestly, we strive on trust and honesty and integrity. We are big on those things for the simple fact that if you can't be there, we will tell you every single thing. Greater Philadelphia Home Solutions will tell you every single thing that, even if it's something you don't like to hear, that we will tell you if it's wrong or not. And if you can't be there for inspections, I would say you are taking a chance. You're taking a risk like we did. We couldn't be there. Like, we lived in New Jersey and our current home now is out in Tennessee. We crossed our fingers and hoped that the guy knew what he was doing. We put trust in him and it didn't work out. So if you can be there for your inspections, even if you're just popping in to just have a chat at the end of the inspection, God forbid you have work and you can't make it for the entire inspection, fine. Pop in towards the end. Maybe, then we can verbally go over things that we thought were wrong, that we feel like you need to be addressed sooner than later, or things that were great in the house. So if you can be on inspection, please do so.
Awesome. Yeah, we have a lot of times that we don't have people there. I mean, for about 2 years during COVID, nobody was allowed at the inspections with us.
Another big thing that happened in when we moved in, we didn't have any safety railings on the porch. We have taller than 3 steps to get even into our front door onto our porch, and there was no railing on our front porch at all. So you must say there was no railings at all.
Like 5 or 6 pages or something like that.
It was, I could honestly say, I want to feel like it's less. I want to say it was 3 pages, maybe. Don't quote me on that, but there was not enough pages for the amount of things that were wrong for this house. He should have handed me a pamphlet at the end of this home inspection, is what he did, and he didn't. So.
And you were working with me before you went for your first home inspection. So that's a really big deal. I kind of want to, now that you've had a chance to see how it can be on one side and how it can be on the other, you've looked at several of our reports, right?
Yes, more than several.
So what are some things other than, hey, we're finding all this bad stuff in your house and it's either like a cosmetic or, the world's ending type of things. But what are some of the differences from your experience down there into the information that we put into ours? Like, I remember looking at the one you sent me and it was like, okay, bathroom, no problem. Bedroom, no problem. And there was things missing there.
Exactly.
Like what are these things made out of? And I'm wondering if you wanted to talk a little bit about on like why, if you print our reports out, they're going to be like 80 pages.
So anybody who ever gets in a home inspection from Greater Philadelphia Home Solutions and has to open our report, just know that we took the time to sit here and go through every single section that is in your inspection report. When we got our home done and we got our inspection report sent over to us, it was bathroom, no issues. Mind you, we just got our entire complete shower gutted, everything. Okay, it was living rooms, smoke alarms present. We got in this house, there was not a smoke alarm in this house, not even CO2, absolutely nothing. So,
by the way, is that a smoke alarm above your head by the door?
It is, yes, it is. They are here now, they are present.
We're here
Everything
now.
is good now. They're here now. So every section that we put detail in, we are manually putting those in. We are going in, clicking on them, correcting them if they need corrected in the section, in the blurb, before we send it out to, our final client, our finalized report. We sit here and take the time to go through all of the things that need to be addressed, even the good ones. You can say, all doors throughout the house present, accounted for, work, lock, etc., etc. But it's a different report when you say front door and then give that blurred detail. Okay, maybe the front door wasn't working, but you had it all in one section, so now that's an issue. So the fact that we break up our sections, we color code our sections in our report, telling us, hey, green is good pretty much, red is, safety hazard, address this as soon as possible and or right now. The easiness of the actual report is so self-explanatory. It's really hard not to get things addressed when they need it just per reading the report. My report was 6 pages, gave no detail, gave nothing. There was things missing, there was things not checked. Now that's not being said that every inspector has to have that type, as great as Greater Philadelphia Home Solution, which is why great is our name. It's not saying that every inspector needs a full report like we do, but detail is key, and if we can have detail, then that's important.
We talk about our logo here is the truth, the issues, the surprises, and the answers. What do you feel? Because you're going to be hosting some of these too. They don't just want to come and see me; they want to see the girl that actually runs everything. See, she's got a better smile than me too. Like she could smile all day on there. So, Ashley, tell us a little bit about what to expect on inside the walls in the future. Some of those people that we're going to talk to, the issues we're going to tackle. Um, give us an insight here, because you're the one that tells me what to do every day.
So expect to talk to some realtors. Would love to get some realtors on here. Expect to talk to some personal clients of ours, and or maybe somebody who had recently bought a house through a whole nother inspection company, a whole nother, just to see what's going on in the world. Other inspection companies, we'll be talking to clients, we'll be talking to realtors. You'll be getting into the nitty gritty and sometimes the dirt on realty and on the realtor world, on top of maybe the real estate world, and maybe some of the nitty gritty on the inspection world too. So some good days the inspectors might have versus some really dirty bad days inspectors could have, on top of some really good days a realtor could have and bad days a realtor could have. So expect to honestly have an open book of conversation on the real estate world, the inspection world, some clients, some friends. We would love to talk to some other inspection friends, maybe some other inspectors if I can get a whole nother inspector on here, just some things that maybe they do. Just expect to chat about all things inside the walls, inside your home, from good and the bad. That's what we're here for.
Expect the unexpected. So, Ashley, tell us a little bit about yes or no and how that came about.
Well,
You can by all means tell people how bad my Instagram was before you started taking it over.
and that's exactly it. Your Instagram was not getting any followers. You were literally just posting maybe some clips that just were not done the greatest. Love you, fam. But that's when I stepped in. And now that we've grown on the social media platform, we're now getting, up to K likes on some of our videos. We're having more followers. We're in touch with more realtors. And we have a link on our social medias, on all of our social media platforms, GP Home Solutions. If you're looking on Facebook, Instagram, we haven't done our TikTok yet. We're working on that. But that being said, on all of those, we have a link that you can click on to schedule your home inspection right from our links, which makes everybody's job easier, including mine, because it'll just pop up in my email saying that somebody was putting a request in for a home inspection via online. I'll accept it. And it's that easy. I'll call you with any information that I might need to gather from you if it wasn't processed through. And that's everything. Reels on social medias get so much more attention than pictures do. Reels are fun to watch. They're catchy. I needed 30 seconds of anything from you other than just a picture of the back of you in a panel.
Oh, so good.
That's the back of your head is beautiful, but I needed more from you. So that's when I started suggesting to make quick 30-second videos, good or bad, which is where yes or no came about. A lot of your no's are no's. The handful of yeses we get, love those. You are more of a no videoer because there's a lot of stuff, and that's not a bad thing. When yes or no came about, it is a lot of no's because there are just a lot of no's sometimes in a home inspection. There is a lot of no's in home inspection, especially that's what we're looking for. We are inspectors. We are looking for the no's so you can have a yes home. When we do see yeses, though, it makes our job easier because then we don't have to do nothing. So that's where that comes in.
But from what you've seen on our reports, how many, if you were to take 100 issues on an inspection report, how many of those issues are minor cost or things that are easily fixed?
I would say I want to say at least 90% of them. There might be about 10% of things on our inspection report that is take care of this right away. The rest of it is just that minor, like the little costly things, smoke detectors, things like that, yeah, take care of those. Those are big priority things, but they're minor. So just address them. They might be red flags but when you look at your inspection report. Actually look at your inspection report. Like Dave said, are those little minor things? Can I get those myself? You can run to Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever closest store, even Walmart has alarms that you can get. You could even order your stuff on Amazon and get it delivered prime to your door the next morning. So there is no excuse why little things have to be skipped. Or don't let those little things scare you when buying a home either. But that's what's inside a home. So it's just those little things. You just have to pick and choose what you feel like. A roof is a lot different. A roof is a lot different than getting a smoke detector. So those major red things, you just have to batch them out and just say, okay, well, these little minor red things that I can handle these. But these major ones, is it the major ones that's going to make you walk away from the home, not the minor ones?
Kind of like saying, is a crack just a crack? Like, we went to a house recently that didn't have the right ground fault protection in a kitchen, but is it really that expensive to get 3 or 4 outlets in that kitchen? Is it something you're willing to walk away from the deal?
Choosing.
No, I was going to say, I think that's where you and I are on the same page that, we can't really get rid of their stress or do that, but we can manage expectations and hopefully, give them a little bit of a better idea of what they're walking into. Ashley, if you can tell people if they want to do a home inspection, like what areas do we cover and how do they get a hold of you or me to go about scheduling an inspection?
So to get your inspection scheduled, you can reach out to us, like I said, via Instagram, Facebook. You can reach us on our actual website, www.gphomesolutions.com. You can always email us. You can email me directly, or you can just reach out to our cell phones. My main number is 1. You can always reach out to our office too. Cell phone numbers, you can reach out to 267-718-4475 for any information. That's Dave, the owner. You can reach out to him. I can't tell you enough how much information Dave can give you just by reaching out to him, and he's always by his phone. He'll always answer any questions you have. I am always willing to answer any questions anybody might have too. Even if I can't get the answer, I will reach out to somebody who. My email address is gphsmarketing@gmail.com.
So we appreciate everybody tuning in today. Sorry, Ashley had to bug out of there, but we really appreciate the opportunity to bring our information to you about the truth, the issues, the surprises, and the answers. And that is what it's all about with Inside the Wall.